Welcome students. So in this session we are going to see unit 4. So up to the last session we have studied the 8086 microprocessor, architecture of 8086, addressing mode, instruction set, then programming. After that interfacing ICs, then case studies, then practical applications. Okay, unit 3, up to unit 3 we were studied only for 8086 microprocessor. From unit 4 and unit 5 we are going to study 6 microcontroller.
U.com.
Okay, so what is microcontroller? So microcontroller is a smaller computer on chip, RAM, ROM, IO port. Okay, this is a microcontroller. So what is microcontroller? What is microprocessor? Microprocessor means the CPU only, not only CPU, that is a arithmetic logic unit, ALU, but microcontroller is the computer. So simply we can say that microprocessor is the processor present in our computer CPU. So in our CPU we are having the motherboard. In the center of the motherboard we are having the fan. Under the fan we are having the aluminum heatsink. Under the aluminum heatsink we will have the processor. Okay, we can see the processor under the aluminum heatsink. That is microprocessor. Okay, that is microprocessor. But microcontroller is mini computer, that is a smaller computer. What is computer? Computer is the combination of processor, RAM, ROM, IO device, timing circuits, interrupt, and all devices. These are combined together, that is called computer. Okay, that is computer. So in your laptop you are having the processor, RAM, then hard disk, that is a ROM, then input device keyboard, mouse, then output device LCD monitor, then camera is an input device, then some LEDs are output device, then you have a port, USB port, then serial port, HDMI port, VGA connector, etc. These are the IOs. These are combined together called as computer. Okay, so this is a normal computer. Smaller computer or microcomputer means, so these all the features are present in smaller size. So microcontroller is called as microcomputer. So microcontroller has processor, RAM, ROM, timing circuit, IO, input output devices, interrupt, okay, then serial port, parallel port. These are all are in single chip in IC, so that microcontroller is called as microcomputer. Okay, all are in single IC, so that it is called as microcomputer. So on chip, RAM, ROM, IO port, so everything in on chip. In another way we can say that microcontroller is on chip computer, microprocessor is on board computer. Our computer, normal laptop, is on board computer, microcontroller is on chip computer. Okay, this is a difference. The example of microcontrollers are Motorola, Intel, Zilog, and PIC. So these are the different microcontroller manufacturer. Okay, they are manufacturing different microcontrollers. So this is a symbolic diagram of microcontroller. The microcontroller consists of CPU, RAM, ROM, IO port, timer, serial port, COM port. All are in single chip, that is called microcontroller. Single chip, that is called microcontroller. Now next we are going to see the difference between microprocessor and microcontroller. So microprocessor, it is a CPU, is standalone. Okay, RAM, ROM, IO, timer are separate. Microprocessor is a CPU. CPU means central processing unit, just its process, that is a standalone. So RAM, ROM, IO, timer are separate. Microcontroller is a CPU, RAM, ROM, IO and timer are all in single chip. Okay, CPU, RAM, ROM, IO and the timer are all on a single chip, that is microcontroller. So microprocessor is designer can design any amount of ROM, RAM and IO port. In computer we can change RAM value. So if you are having 1 GB RAM in your laptop, you can convert that 1 GB into 2 GB by inserting RAM slot. Okay, you can changing the hard disk from 500 GB to 1 TB. Okay, you can modify. Then you can connect any device with microprocessor, that means a computer, printer, scanner, then pen drive, any devices. Okay, so that is a customer or the designer can decide the amount of ROM, RAM and IO. But in microcontroller, fixed amount of on-chip ROM and a fixed amount of RAM and IO port. Okay, all are fixed and it is very few value. That is a major difference. In our computer we are having the 1 TB ROM, but in our microcontroller ROM is some KB. Okay, KB range. In our computer our RAM is around 6 GB, but in microcontroller RAM is 128 bytes, some bytes. So these are the large difference between the computer and the microcontroller. Okay, right. Then the microprocessor is expensive because all the things are come together. So if you purchase one laptop, so it is from 20,000 to 1 lakh and more. Okay, that is very expensive. But if you purchase one microcontroller, that is just 500 to 700. Okay, you can add some interfacing with the microcontroller and you can do some project by using microcontroller. It is a very cheapest one. Okay, right. The microprocessor or the computer mainly used for general purpose. So the computer can be used as a printer to print the data. The computer is used as the ATM machine. See, in your ATM machine the screen is computer monitor. Okay, so in background they are having the CPU. Okay, so microprocessor or computer can be used in any purpose, but microcontroller is decided for single purpose. It is dedicated for single purpose. So single, that is an important thing, that is the microcontroller is mainly dedicated for single purpose. Okay, next see, this is a symbolic diagram, just we can understand. So microcontroller can connect all the device, the surrounding all the device. Okay, see, this is one DC motor, this is a LCD interface, this is 7-segment interface, then this is a buzzer, this is a memory card, memory IC and memory card, that is a chip. Then that is an input device, the keyboard. Actually this is a PlayStation, some PlayStation related one. Then this is a keyboard, that is a 4x4 matrix keyboard. Then this is a some windings. Okay, then this is a sensor, that is a proximity sensor. This is a smaller switch, and this is a RF receiver or RF transmitter. So these all the device, and more than this device we can connect with 8051 microcontroller in easiest manner. Okay, right. So that microcontroller is mainly for some particular operation, because the microcontroller memory is very low. Okay, right. Next one, the basic components. So microcontroller is 8051. It is a 8-bit microcontroller. 8086 microprocessor is a 16-bit microprocessor, but 8051 microcontroller is 8-bit microcontroller. So inbuilt ROM is 4 kilobytes. Okay, 4 KB of input internal RAM, ROM. Okay, in our computer our hard disk is 500 GB, but in a microcontroller the internal memory, that is a ROM, is 4 KB. 128 bytes of internal RAM. In our computer, RAM is 6 GB or 2 GB or 4 GB, but in our microcontroller the RAM is 128 bytes. Okay, then 4 8-bit IO port is present. So totally 4 port is present, each port carry 8 bits. Okay, so totally 32 bits are available in 8051 microcontroller. So we can connect 32 different devices with 8051 microcontroller. Then it has two 16-bit timer or counter. So it has a timer. By using the timer we can generate the time delay, and the timer is act as a counter. We can count the external pulses from other devices. Then it has a serial port also. Okay, it has the serial port. By using the serial port we can connect the 8051 microcontroller with computer, okay, by using COM port, right? Then this is a block diagram of 8051 microcontroller. So the microcontroller consists of 4 kilobytes ROM, 128 bytes RAM, and 2 timer, and then one serial port, that is a serial port communication, then 4 parallel IO port, then bus control, then oscillator. Oscillator has a crystal oscillator that is present in outside. Then interrupt control, it receives the interrupt from external device. So these all the devices are connected with the CPU by using a single line, that is a common bus. Okay, right, that is an internal system bus. So this is a block diagram. Next one we are going to see the features of 8051 microcontroller. So only one oscillator, that is an external crystal oscillator, is used. Then 6 interrupt sources present. Totally we are having a 6 interrupt in 8051 microcontroller. So 2 interrupt for external and 3 interrupt for internal, and another one reset. Reset is used to reset the entire system. Then 64 kilobytes of external code memory. Okay, so we can connect 64 kilobytes of program memory externally, then 64 kilobytes of data memory externally. Okay, then code memory is selected by external access pin. So EA pin, EA is used to select the program memory that is in outside. Okay, so we may have external memory as a data and a code. Okay, so these are some other features. So in some case the internal memory is just 4 kilobytes. So our program size is more than 4 kilobytes, means we can use external memory. Maximum size of external memory is 64 kilobytes. So we can accommodate our program within 64 kilobytes. Then we can use 8051 microcontroller. Okay, right. Then what is embedded system? So embedded means inbuilt. Okay, right. So the embedded system is closely integrated with main system. So it may not interact directly with environment. So for example, microcomputer in car ignition control. Okay, right. So embedded system is mainly for some particular operation or single operation. So by using the embedded system we can control any one of the applications. But in our computer we can do Microsoft Office, Photoshop, etc., so many applications. Okay, right. The computer perform different operations, but microcontroller perform any one operation. So if it is designed for washing machine control, it can only control washing machine. We cannot use that microcontroller for any other purpose. If you want to use the microcontroller for other purpose, we have to replace the internal program. Okay, so that is a important thing. So the microcontroller is mainly for single purpose, that is dedicated to some particular application. Okay, then examples of embedded system. Keyboard. So consider our keyboard. The keyboard is if you open the keyboard, all the keys are connected with one single smaller chip. That chip is coordinate all the keys, and it will send the key codes to computer by using a USB cable. Okay, then printer has a microcontroller. So when the printer is moving upward and downward, it will control the stepper motor inside the printer. Then video game player, mp3 music player, embedded memories to keep configuration information, mobile phone units, domestic applications, data switches, automotive controls. Okay, these all are some examples of embedded systems. Okay, right. Then three criteria, that is choosing microcontroller. Why we choose the microcontroller? Okay, meeting the computing needs of task efficiently and cost effectively. Okay, so meet the computing needs of task efficiently and cost effectively. Okay, so microcontroller is low cost, so we can use the microcontroller to control any one of the applications. So if you want to control one washing machine, if you are using a computer, means it is costliest and a very larger size. Instead of computer, we can use microcontroller to control the washing machine, so that increase the speed and amount of ROM and RAM. These are reduced in microcontroller. The number of IO port, that is increased in microcontroller. Then microcontroller has inbuilt timer, so no need to use external timer. Then size is very smaller size, the packing is very smaller packing. Okay, power consumption is very low when compared to computer. The microcontroller consume very low power, so it operates at 5 volt. Okay, then easy to upgrade, so you can add and remove any input output device with microcontroller. Then cost per unit is very low. That is one thing. Then second thing is availability of software development tools. So in a microcontroller, so many tools are used by the manufacturer, that is given by the manufacturer to develop the microcontroller software. That is a Keil and so many, so debuggers, then emulator, simulator, compilers are available freely in internet. Okay, then wide availability of reliable source of microcontrollers. So microcontroller source means the program is available in free. Okay, so anyone can develop the micro program that is based on microcontroller, is very easy. Okay, so that we are choosing microcontroller. Okay, comparison with other microcontrollers. Okay, this is a comparison. Then this is another one comparison, that is a table, comparison table. Here the 8051 or 8051 both are same, so it has an inbuilt 4K memory, 128 RAM, excuse me, then 2 timer, then internal source, then 32 IO pins. Okay, these are the comparisons. Similarly we can compare with other microcontroller 8952. So 52, the memory is increased, the remaining everything is same, the internal is 8. Then 53 is 12K, then 256, then 9 interrupt. Okay, right. Here WD means watchdog timer, watchdog timer. Okay, right. So similarly the version every update we have some improvement in microcontroller. Then architecture of 8086 microcontroller. So what is architecture? Architecture means the building blocks of 8051 microcontroller. Okay, we will see one by one. The first block is the red color block, that is a port. So the microcontroller having 4 port. What is port? Port means connector. Okay, right. In our computer we are having the USB port, then VGA port, HDMI port. This port is used to connect the some USB cable, HDMI cable and VGA cables. Okay, similarly the microcontroller having the port, that is a port 0, port 1, then port 2 and port 3. So totally 4 number of port, each port having 8 lines. Okay, each line is individually controllable. Okay, so that we can control 32 different device at the time. Okay, so each port is a bidirectional IO. Okay, so it can be used as a IO input device or output device. We can connect memory device with this port. This port can be used as a data bus, and sometimes it can be used as an address bus. Okay, according to our requirement we can change the port. And the second block diagram is behind the port we are having the latch. Okay, port latch, that is a yellow color blocks indicates the port latch. So each latch is used to control the data flow. According to some control, it will stop and flow the data between port and internal buses. Okay, and the next thing is the memory. Okay, here we are having the RAM is 128 bytes, and the ROM is, that is 12 KB. Okay, sorry, 4 KB of ROM and 128 bytes of RAM, and some case they are using the flash memory that is used to store the program code very easiest manner. Okay, next we are going to see in the gray color blocks, these are the registers. So registers, first register is register B. Register B is used to store the results of multiplication and division operations. So the microcontroller is 8-bit microcontroller. So if you multiply to 8-bit number, the result is 16-bit number. So the accumulator can store the lower 8-bit result, and the remaining higher 8-bit result is stored in register B. So this register is used to store the higher 8-bit of result of multiplication and division. Okay, then second register is accumulator. It is a 8-bit register. So this register is used to store any one of the data while doing arithmetic and logical operations. So if you do addition, one data should be in accumulator, another one data should be in any one of the register. Okay, so accumulator is also used to store the result after the execution. So any data which is flowing through accumulator only. If you want to send the data to external port, so the data should be initially loaded into accumulator, then only we can send the data to external port. The next one is a temporary registers. The temporary register is used to get the data from accumulator or RAM or port, and it is given to ALU. So arithmetic and logical unit perform the arithmetic and logical operations. Okay, then this ALU status is indicated by the PSW register. PSW register is a 8-bit register, so which is used to indicate the status of ALU. So after the every execution, the status is updated in program status word. The next one is a stack pointer. Stack pointer is a 16-bit register that is used to point the stack. What is stack? Stack is a RAM, that is a temporary storage. So whenever we are executing push and pop instruction, so at the time the data are stored in stack. So the stack pointer always point the top value of the stack. Okay, right. The next one is the program address register. The program address register is used to store the address of the program, address of the codings. Okay, so that is also 16-bit. Next one is a buffer. The buffer is used to store the data temporary purpose. So it is used between the external bus and internal bus, so to avoid some mismatch. Okay, the next one is a program counter incrementer. So before that we must see the program counter. What is program counter? Program counter is also 16-bit register, so that is used to store the address of the next instruction that is going to be executed. So the program counter is always indicate the address, store the address of next instruction is going to be executed. Okay, the program counter incrementer, that is used to increment after every execution of the instructions. So it will increment the address of program counter. Then data pointer, DPTR. Data pointer is also 16-bit register that is used to store the 16-bit address. So this data pointer can also be used to store the 16-bit datas. Okay, so it is divided into two 8-bit, that is a TPH and a TPL. Okay, then the next one is interrupt serial and timer. So this is a register which is used to control the interrupt and the serial port and a timer. So this block contains some special registers that will be studied in next session. Okay, right. And the next one is ALU, so arithmetic logical unit. So this ALU unit receives the data from accumulator and other register, and it will perform the arithmetic and logical operations. After the operation, it will store the result in accumulator and store the status in program status word. Okay, the next one is a blue color blocks. So this block is a timing and control block and instruction register block. So timing and controller block receive the clock pulses from crystal oscillator that is connected externally. Okay, it's also receive it will give the control signal, that is PSEN. Sorry. And then external access, then reset. These are the control signal that is used in timing and control circuits. Okay, then last one is an oscillator. Oscillator is a crystal oscillator, so it will generate some frequency. That frequency is given to timing circuit. Timing circuit again change the frequency level, and it is given to microprocessor to execute. Okay, right. So these are the architecture block diagram of 8051 microcontroller. So we have to explain each block in individual manner. So this is a very important question. Next we are going to see the program status word. The program status word is a 8-bit register. So this 8-bit register can indicate the different status of 8051 microcontroller. The first bit is that is a BSW0, that is P. So P indicates the parity flag. The parity flag is 1 means that indicates a even parity. If it is 0 means that indicates odd parity. Next is a OV, that is a overflow flag. So overflow flag is used to indicate the overflow present in arithmetic and logical operations. Whenever the overflow is present, this bit set to 1. Next, two bits are combined together, that is RS0 and RS1. So that is a register select, register bank select bit 0 and 1. So by using these 2 bits we can select the registers. Actually by using a 2-bit we can select the 4 registers. So the 8051 microcontroller have the 4 register bank. Each bank has 8-bit register, 8 register, that is a R0, R1, R2 to up to R7. So these registers are used to store the data in temporary manner. Okay, next one is the FO. So FO is used for that is future development. Okay, right. Next one is the AC, auxiliary carry. The auxiliary carry flag is to indicate the carry out from lower nipple. Okay, so actually the part of the 8-bit, first lower 4-bit of the 8-bit are given data that has the carry, means auxiliary carry flag will set. Carry flag is used to indicate the carry present at the most significant fit, MSP. Okay, right. So these are the carry flag that is also used in 8086 microcontrollers. Okay, right. And 8086 microcontroller has parity, overflow and carry, auxiliary carry flag. Okay, right. So this is a program status word of 8086 microcontroller. So this is an introduction class. So in this class we have studied the architecture of 8051 microcontroller and the introduction. Okay, right. So the architecture is a very important question, so you have to draw the block diagram and explain all the blocks along with program status word. Okay, right. So thank you friends, thanks for watching. Please share, subscribe and like. Thank you.